I want to get to the big Judicial Watch news. We just uncovered another FBI cover-up related to the Clinton-Lynch Tarmac meeting. Now, going back to the beginning, we had the Clinton-Lynch Tarmac meeting take place. Everyone was outraged about it, or sensible people were outraged about it. So Judicial Watch does what we do, which is we filed FOIA requests. We got stonewalled by the Obama administration, and we sued for the records in court. So the Justice Department turned over records to us, including talking points used by Loretta Lynch to discuss the Tarmac meeting. Talking points, by the way, which were redacted by this Justice Department and still are being redacted by this Justice Department. But the Justice Department records showed that there were Justice Department communications with the FBI about the Tarmac meeting, which was interesting because the FBI had told us they had no records about that Tarmac meeting in our litigation. So they lied to us. So we caught them in a cover-up. Subsequent to us exposing that cover-up, they said, oh, well, we'll look again. And so they found 29 or so documents. I forget whether it was pages or documents, it doesn't matter. And those documents show the FBI wasn't really concerned about the substance and the outrage of the corruption of the Clinton-Lynch Tarmac meeting, but more concerned about how it was leaked. So more concerned about the leaking than anything else. That's your FBI. Oh, wait, then it turns out there were more documents they hadn't given to us. So first they tell us they had no documents, and then they said we did a search, and then they found more documents. And then they did another search and found yet other documents that had been hidden to us. So there's a twofer there, two cover-ups. Well, actually three we caught the FBI in. And so we just got these other documents the FBI found, 16 pages of documents, and guess what? One of them is an email, or emails, from Peter Strzok. Who's Peter Strzok? You may remember him, Strzok Page, the anti-Trump, pro-Clinton FBI official who had those infamous text messages with Lisa Page that we've been battling for. And the FBI wants to take 2 years to turn over all the communications between the two. Well, no wonder, because the records show Peter Strzok was in the middle of it all. Of course, he ran the Clinton investigation in large measure, ran the Russiagate investigation in large measure for the FBI until he was removed after these text messages were discovered by the IG. Removed in secret by Mueller, by the way, and that was kept from the American people for 4 months, excuse me. But the Strzok emails show that the Clinton email investigation was wired. Well, how do they show this? Well, there's an email that Strzok sent one of his buddies, frankly his supervisor at the FBI, Bill Priestap, who's assistant director for the FBI Counterintelligence Division. And so I think Strzok was immediately under Priestap. And he sent an email saying that the Clinton, let me get the email out directly here. The email is conveying a news article. It says, Lynch to remove herself from decision over Clinton emails, officials say. Well, she didn't really remove herself. She just agreed to accept whatever Comey told her, which is absurd. And Strzok sends it along to Bill Priestap, who says that, to Jonathan Moffa, another FBI official. And he writes, well, that's an interesting development in response to Strzok's email conveying the article. Let me start over. Peter Strzok sends the article. Moffa says, oh, that's an interesting development about Lynch recusing herself, really not recusing herself. And this is the kicker. Strzok responds, note, this has been under discussion since last April. Timing's not great, but what are you going to do? And he writes back, Moffa, nothing. We just keep doing what we need to do and let this swirl around us. So this email suggests that the Clinton email investigation decision-making, that decision, whether to prosecute her or not, from the FBI's perspective and the DOJ's perspective, was already wired back in April of 2016. which was months before Hillary Clinton was actually interviewed, if you wouldn't even want to call it an interview. So it just confirms the Clinton email investigation was wired early on, corruptly, by the FBI. The Strzok email confirms that. No wonder they held it from us. So it's not necessarily the Clinton-Lynch Tarmac meeting, it's the corruption exposed as a result to talking about it. Because what the FBI's position was is like, look, this meeting really screwed us up because it's going to make it look like it was corrupted, even though we already made the decision not to prosecute her before the meeting took place. That was their concern. And there's something else in this document batch that we received, and it's about James Comey, and it really makes him look bad. Because, as I said, the FBI apparatus was more concerned about the leaks than anything else that led to the disclosure of this corrupt act, the Bill Clinton, Loretta Lynch meeting. Again, why was it corrupt? Hillary Clinton was under criminal investigation, even though Loretta Lynch corruptly tried to keep that away from the American people, that information. Also, the Clinton Foundation was under investigation, supposedly. So Bill Clinton was not only a potential witness in this investigation or investigations, but potentially a subject or a target. So again, what is the FBI's reaction? Well, we have this security official in the FBI writing that in reaction about James Comey. He writes to his colleagues, "Our job is to protect the boss from harm and embarrassment, undermine embarrassment." So there you go. So you've got security officials at the FBI saying their job is political, protect James Comey from embarrassment. What a dangerous approach for A, the FBI, B, any security officials working to protect the life of James Comey from threats. That's why we have security for people like James Comey, the president, senior government officials, not to protect them from embarrassment, but protect their lives and the lives of innocents around them from physical threats. And why did this come up? Because it looks like that someone, maybe the FBI, had told reporters not to film the encounter between Bill Clinton and Loretta Lynch. And the documents are cagey as to whether that took place. So these are the documents we have to fight for that Judicial Watch got. Congress didn't release them. Justice Department had to be forced to release them. The FBI had to be forced to release them because they told us they had no documents, and it turns out they had this other batch of documents. Why on earth did the FBI cover these records up? I want to know more about this cover-up. Is there going to be an Inspector General investigation over the handling of this FOIA case? I doubt it. And remember, the Justice Department is still withholding information about the Tarmac meeting, including the draft talking points Loretta Lynch needed. If it was no big deal, why did they need talking points? I don't have them with me, but you can go online and look at them, paragraph after paragraph of talking points that are blacked out by the Jeff Sessions Justice Department. So if you want to know why sometimes the president is frustrated at the Justice Department, I'm sure he's aware that they're protecting Hillary Clinton and the Obama Justice Department. They're doing it on the Tarmac meeting. They're doing it with Hillary Clinton. They're doing it on Spygate, on maskings, you name it.